Fiore Mio, English title being A Flower of Mine, new feature documentary by Paolo Cognetti, is out in theaters. Interestingly, the Polish translation of the title would literally mean The Flower of the Eight Mountains, which doesn't really make any sense until you realize the distributor was trying to play up the connection between this film and The Eight Mountains, a drama released in 2023, which was spectacular and my favorite movie of that entire year. And the connection is that Paolo Cognetti, the writer and director of this film, was the author of the novel on which the previous movie was based. So, a pretty strenuous connection at best, and I think the Polish distributor used it, cynically to suggest something more and draw audiences in, which hurts especially as Fiore Mio is not nearly as good a film. The subject is still mountains and people living in the mountains. The movie follows Cognetti himself as he walks the peaks of the Italian Alps, stopping by at various shelters and huts to interview people who live or work there and get a glimpse of their relationship with the nature and the mountains. So there are some good things in the film. The cinematography, for one, is spectacular. The Alps will never not be pretty, and this is a feast for the eyes, especially if you like this type of environment. And at least some of the people interviewed have interesting things to say. My favorite two were the Nepalese guy and the girl at the end. I enjoyed the slow, quiet atmosphere of those conversations and all the observations made about how living in the mountain affects these people. What I didn't like was how generally meandering the film was. It felt to me that it lacked a through line, something explicitly said to connect those conversations into a single narrative. And also, honestly, Cognetti himself, who is front and center, and there's a strange kind of vibe about him. I find myself struggling to trust him, as it were. He doesn't have the air of an honest person, and I didn't care for some of the more staged shots of the film. The repeated motive of filling the water cup with water from various places, the ending montage of people looking up at the sky. In fact, the last 3 minutes of the film ruin the ending for me because it ends very well on a montage of people giving their final words for the film. And then instead of cutting to black at that perfect moment, the movie blasts you with a song that tonally doesn't match the rest of the film at all, and shows a second montage of the same people trying to look profound for the camera. I don't know. All these things, it may seem like small things, but you watch this film, and even though the substance is cool, you get this sense that it was made by someone who wanted it to be more profound and beautiful than it already is, and it comes off in a very pretentious way. And that feeling kind of dominated the picture for me. As a result, I think it's an average movie. Incredibly pretty to look at, with some interesting conversations, but on the whole, disappointing. But if you like the subject of mountains and you would like to see an almost perfect movie, please go check out The Eight Mountains, the 2023 film. That one is amazing.